Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the Maker's February color combo for 2025. And so here are the three colors, and this is hosted by Carrie the Crafter, Carrie Griffiths, and Paulla Keen. They're both members of the Makers group over on Facebook that's hosted by PM Artist Studio. And so what they're doing different this year is that they've added a sort of texture or mark indication. So this month it's circles, and the colors are Gulfstream, iced coffee, and heliotrope. And you don't have to do it with just paint. The color combo is for any mixed media project you want to do. But I like to do gel prints. So including these three colors, you can have white, black, and metallic. And for my metallic, I've chosen the iridescent gold. So let me get that to one side. Now for this blue, I have this, the Gulfstream. Mind you, when I look at it on the computer, like on my monitor, it has a little bit more green to it. So I think I'm gonna add some of this. This is bright aqua green, a little bit of this, and maybe some white, depending. So that's for that. For my iced coffee, I've chosen Naples yellow and a burnt umber. And I think that combining these two and maybe some white, I can get close to that coffee color there. All right, so get those to the side. And then for the heliotrope, I remembered I had this craft paint that was pretty close to this heliotrope color, but the heliotrope is a little bit darker than this. So I just took another craft paint out of my stash. This one is, I don't know, denim. But I think it'll help darken this one a little bit to get it to that stage. All right, so that's our paints, that's the colors. And the next thing is I wanna show you what stencils I'm gonna use. And so the first thing is circles. So I'm using this is P's Crazy Ring of Circles. I always get that wrong, so I'll have the correct one in the description box. And then I have my own stencil, which we call over Makers a Franken stencil, because you create it using bits and pieces of Yupo left over from other stencils. So what I did is I had some strips, several, that I had cut off of larger stencils to make them fit in my binder. So I was watching TV and I decided, let me make one of these. I just kept it simple, you know, different shapes or different heights of rectangles, different widths, and just keeping it, you know, pretty basic, but I think this will work out well. And what I've used is just washi tape to adhere it to itself. And I was only going to do one side, but then when I looked at the other side that had no tape on it, there were definitely spots where I could see the stencil just coming apart if I went to pull it off the plate. So we're not going to, so I made sure I taped that up. The next thing is I just got a 9x12 gel plate. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to use it. And this is from Gelli Arts. And it's, like I said, it's a 9x12, and it comes with a grid, a measuring grid, which hopefully will help us align our paperwork well. And so that's what that looks like. Okay, so I thought to begin, I want to do 3 backgrounds, one of each color, or maybe just mix it up into a couple of different colors. We'll see as we play along. But let me just do a quick cleanup here of my extraneous materials, and then we'll start. Now for the backgrounds, I'm just going to keep it one solid color or one solid layer. I'm not going to use the stencil or anything yet. The stencil will be for adding layers. So let's start with the blue, and we'll start with the blue. Let's see where we get with the blue, and then maybe we can add in some, maybe we can try the iced coffee with it. That'd be a good, nice pairing. So we have this is permanent or light blue permanent, a little bit of this bright aqua green. And then I think it is going to need a little bit of white. So I'm just going to set it off to the side here. By the way, I'm using my 5x7 plate as a palette for mixing paints. Let me get some of that in there. Just mix it all there. See how that compares. It's a little bright. I want to darken it down just a little bit. Let's hope I don't mess it up. Okay, let's see here. Do a little bit here. Just seems to me it's a little bit darker. How's that look? That's pretty close. That's pretty close. So here, let's do since there's some of that in there, I'm gonna go ahead and use that on there. I forgot we were gonna do the iced coffee. No worries. Let's just get this paint on here. And our paper down. Now, if you notice that I haven't done anything to this plate, I just took it out of the package and started using it. Most times, that is exactly what you should do. However, if you get a plate that's maybe been stored too long, somewhere in some warehouse, and it doesn't feel sticky to the touch, just do a little conditioning with some food grade mineral oil or baby oil, and just give it a nice, not too thick of a layer, but just get it all over. Let it sit for an hour or so. Let it soak up that oil, and once that's soaked in, feel it again, and if it's sticky, then you know you're good. If not, just do it again. All right, so we have one background. That was our Gulfstream. So let's try the coffee. And don't pick up the purple, Eddie. We said coffee. Ooh, gotta keep my brain in gear. Get a little bit of trinket there. So I'm gonna start with the base of the Naples yellow. And honestly, I probably could have just done white and the brown, but I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna stick with this yellow, the Naples yellow, some burnt umber, and then we may need to add some white. Let me get a smaller one. Maybe that'll help better to mix it. My smaller, brighter. All right, so what are we working with here? Oops, transferred. Yeah, definitely lighter. So let's get the white. A little bit of that in there. Yeah, I know what I just did. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go with that. All right, so. And you notice how it's breaking up? It's causing that selling effect. That's because it's a brand new plate and it's still sticky. So it's gonna cause that, but don't worry. Those are great markings for markings, mark making. Paper, that's what I need. All right, that's nicely covered. I'm just using my carnival tissue to pick up anything left on the edges. What if we took this one, some of this, just add a little bit of that in there. Maybe a little kiss here and there. That's weird. Fix that there. Looks like my fingerprints. All right. I like that. That looks really good together. Maybe a little bit there. Okay, so let me just take my paper here, get this plate cleaned off. All right, that dried quickly, so I need to just wipe that down a little bit so I don't mix it in with the purple. So, clean it nicely, very, very nice. Okay. Now you're gonna see the selling that created. Isn't that cool? That's texture. Isn't that beautiful? And you don't really have to do much to get it. Okay, so set that one aside, and let's get the purple going. Just gonna pull some of this off the plate. It's okay to use a baby wipe on your plate to clean up little bits and pieces there, but to give it a good cleaning, always go for a food grade mineral oil or baby oil. I use a baby oil, it works for me just fine. Actually, just recently cleaned off all my other plates. Give them a good conditioning. Doesn't look like it because this is all, I think this car just spun out. The plexis needs cleaning, but the plates are nice. They're sticky, they're perfect. So, but I wanted to show you my 9x12 because I think it's a good option. If you don't want to go all the way up to a 12x12, 9x12 is good. Okay, I checked, nobody's hurt. Everything is okie dokie. It's been like snowing, like on and off all day, and it's been a little slick out there. So we're gonna try the denim with this Concord grape. And let's see. Here's our swatch page. See, I think I could go a little bit darker. And a little bit more for the plate. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more purple. Whoops. Oh well, We'll have extra. I have to say a little bit more blue. I don't know why, but I'm feeling it needs a little bit more because it's almost like a plum. Now, if this doesn't darken it enough sufficiently, maybe we'll go for that Prussian, but I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna work with that. Mucho painto on hero. Okay. Let's get you covered up. I am making a complete mess over here and I love it. That craft paint, top notch, it's very loose. I need to maybe use this one here just to even it out a little bit. Let's get our paper down. This one's a little more wet than the other, so I'm going to let this dry on here and then do a little cleanup, and I'll come back and we can continue. All right, let's pull this guy off the plate. Look at that. This probably sat on the plate for about 5 minutes, and it's not very humid in here today, so it's it tends to dry faster on the gel plate when you're working in a low humidity environment. But such as the winters in New England. All right, so we have our 3 backgrounds here. And I want to get here it is. So let's see how we did. Not too bad. It's still a little bright, but I'm okay with that. The heliotrope. All right. We'll put this back to dry. It's got wet paint on the back. All right, so let's look at our stencils and look at what we want to do. We'll go back to this first one. So I want to add a layer using my new Franken stencil. We could do the coffee on there, or maybe we'll do a little bit of the blue, but maybe a little bit darker, add some maybe black. Let's see how that looks. All right, that's our blue. This is Mars black. Just a little bit. And then maybe, let's see, I might need a little white, but I think I'm just gonna, let's mix this up first and see what we get. Oh yeah, that black really overpowered that. So I'm going to add some more blue. Don't mind that. Just want to get this mixed up. I'm going to add a little bit of white. We're gonna do it. But you know what? I'm not gonna do it on the blue background. I'm gonna do it on this background. All right, so I'm gonna put my paint down first. So I just want to get the marks from the stencil. And I think I just want the lines. So I'm gonna put this paint down. Make sure I have enough here. I'm going to take another piece of tissue here, and I'm going to, oh, I didn't cut it, that's okay. I'm going to pick up what's not under the stencil, so all the other paint, and I'll have this lovely print on tissue. Color, I like that color, very cool. And just get up as much as you can. You'll notice where like the tissue is lighter, it probably needs a little encouragement to attach itself to some paint. How cool is that? All right, so I'm gonna try and do this without getting the paint all over myself. Let's go this way and get the rest of that up. From down here, I think that's pretty much dried. Oh, got some. All right, move that to the side. I'm gonna pick up my stencil carefully. Now, if I'm careful with the stencil as I'm using it at the beginning of its life here, I can build enough paint on here where it'll make it nice and sturdy, even sturdier. So now I want to take this print and lay it on here. This is what's called your ghost print, but because I want the lines and not the rectangles, I think this is my best bet of achieving that. Right, very cool. Let me set that aside to dry. That's exciting. Okay, we still have some of that left over, so maybe what I'll do is I have some other papers here that need paint on them. Because, you know, they're like, they just got stuff on them, so like cleanup sort of papers. So let me get some of that there. I'm gonna clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the 3 prints that we have so far, or you know, this is their stages so far. I think I'm gonna work next on this one. I'm gonna take these away, but we need to figure out what we want to do with the stencil. So basically, I think I want the lines, obviously, for all of them, because this would cover too much. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to, for this one, let's do purple and some gold. But I'm gonna do it, I found this other paint, it's called Wild Iris. It just has too much, it's more red than I want. But, so I think this time I'm gonna darken the mix with a little bit of that Prussian blue I used earlier. I could use black. You know what, let me try the black first and let's see how that works with this shade of purple. what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit here, and then just take some on my brayer and mix it into the purple. Very dark, too dark. It's bordering on. Now, I don't know. It's not good. So, too dark. Let's add some purple in there. I forget this is a really loosey-goosey paint. I think that's good. All right, so basically what we want is we want the paint to go first, and then I'm gonna pick up on a separate piece of paper the paint through the stencil. The ghost print, which is the lines, is what I want for my color combo print. So what do we say? We're gonna do some gold too, right? Put a couple spots. That's probably too much, but let's just mix it all up here. This is the thing I like about these color combos is it's a guide. It's not, you know, set rules. So, you know, have fun, experiment. It's a good opportunity to learn about your paints and how they work with each other, you know, when mixing them. All right, that's good. Let's get our stencil down. Now this stencil covers the entire plate because this is a 9x12 stencil. The other one, the one I made, my Franken stencil, I made that 8x10. All right, so I'm gonna come in here. We'll get that print there. Get any extra on the tissue here. See that? That's a gorgeous one. All right. To the side for a moment, please. Voila, pick up whatever's left on here. That's good. Let's get our print ready, because as soon as we take the stencil off, we're putting it down. Hopefully, it won't be so dark. Fingers crossed, we shall see. All right, this needs a little encouragement. But look at what he picked up on the tissue from the doing, you know, cleaning up. Cool designs. You know what, I like it. I really do like it. That turned out really well. It still needs something, but I'm not sure. But so far, I think it looks great. Okay, so we decided to go with that straight purple color and the compression blue. I just gotta take it easy. This is liquidy again. I gotta keep that in mind. And a little bit of this Prussian. There we go. And let's just mix it up. Oh. Accident. All right. I want to overmix that. I want that purple to come through. Get our stencil down. And a piece of paper here somewhere. Yes, I do. Get her done. All right, again, let's get this bad boy down and gently try and get that color or the paint to come through the stencil. And this one turned out really cool. And then let's see what we've got. Oi, oi, look at that. And it's got some of the gold that was on the plate. Wonderful. All right. So I just want to get anything extra in here. You can still see some that might not be good on the print. All right. So let's get this ghost print, shall we? Looks like it dried pretty quick, so make sure it didn't. Fingers crossed. Yeah, dried a little bit, but that's okay. We still got our circles, we got our gold. Awesome, awesome. All right, you dry over there. So for the purple print, we're gonna do the blue. And how am I gonna do the blue? I think for the blue, I'm gonna stick with just some of this. Maybe a little bit of white. And there's that. I'm gonna do some of this. No, I think that's good. I think this is just needs a little bit of this here, maybe. Yeah. I just want to get it on this light blue. Ay, 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 too much. Well, that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Again, we're pulling the paint through the stencil in order to get just the outline for our purple print. Lovely. Lovely. Let's see what I can get out of here. Purple one down fast so I don't get any dry patches. Okay. All right. I think I did that fast enough. All right, fingers crossed. Yep, got it down at the right time. That looks great. That looks so good. So now that we have our 3 prints that have color and then the patterns on, and so let me get this out of the way. So I'm wondering, all right, so this has all 3 colors plus our metallic, so I think that's good. This is supposed to have the purple and maybe the blue, but maybe I want to do some splatters. Maybe I want to do some splatters in the blue on this one, and then we'll make up a nice coffee mix with this one. Maybe throw in a little bit of gold. I don't know, there's already gold on there, so we may not need it. All right, here's what we'll do. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so what we're gonna do is this one first, and we're gonna do some blue splatters. So let me get some of this blue here. That is way too much, I think. Anyway, let's get some water on here. And let's make this one a little more loosey-goosey. Easy to splatter. And like I said, it's just water. And do my splattering. All right. That's good, that's good. All right, so this one's done. All right, that needs to dry. This one we want the coffee on, all right? What if we did the blue on this one too? Would that work? Maybe add some purple. Let's see how that looks. Oh, there's the purple. See how that looks mixed up. Huh, that is a very cool color. But I don't know if that'll work well. I think we're just mixing the rest of the blue. So it's primarily blue, but it's got that touch of purple in it. Here we go. Finger works better. The great thing is I'm wearing a t-shirt almost this color, so if I get any on me, I'm good. Yeah, I don't wear my fancy clothes when I paint, that's for sure. I don't think I own any fancy clothes anymore. I haven't had to wear a suit in ages for work. There we go. Okay, I think that is good. So we're gonna do some coffee here, I think. Maybe we'll start with the burnt umber. A little bit of white. Maybe I'll pick up the white just on my brush. So I don't need a lot. A little extra floating around there. All right. And then just a splash of this yellow, Naples yellow. And hopefully we get something nice to splash on there. Yeah, we need a little more yellow. Yeah, that needs more of the, here's white. You don't want those dry paint bits on your plate. They can mess up your print. All right, so this just needs water. Little looser. All right, let's bring it over. Go this way. All right, that's enough. I could go on and on, but I think that's perfect. All right, so these have to dry really well because obviously I've watered down the paint, so it's gonna take longer to dry. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what we accomplished. Okay, everything is all dry, so I want to show you the prints I did and let you know that, again, if you go over to Makers of Mixed Media Arts and Artists, anyway, these are the 3 colors in the color combo for February, and again, that's hosted by Carrie Griffiths and Paulla Keen. So we created 3 prints using Gulfstream, iced coffee, and heliotrope, and the marks or the texture prompt is circles for this month. So what I did is I did 2 stencils, layered 2 stencils. I did my own. This is a Franken stencil, and then P's Circle Rings of Madness. These were. This is available at pmartiststudio.com. This one is not because I made it up of parts and pieces of a Yupo. You know, just put it all together. So let's look at our prints. We got this great one that's got the coffee background or the iced coffee background, and then we did a sort of a darker version of this Gulfstream, and then we did a mix of the heliotrope and the golds. The purple unfortunately didn't show up as well, but I think it still works. So, you know, we got our metallic in there, and then we splashed some blue on there because we didn't have the actual Gulfstream in there. So we did that. That turned out great. And then this was the, initially the Gulfstream background. We did the circles in the purple and the heliotrope. And then we used our stencil or my stencil, the Franken stencil to the brown marks here, and then we did the same stencil with the gold. Splattered on some blue because it didn't need that much. I think it's great. I like that one. This one turned out really good too. So obviously we got the heliotrope background, and then the circle is a darker version of our Gulfstream with the I think I added Prussian blue to that. And then we have the gold as well on there, and that's from the Franken stencil, and then we splattered it with the iced coffee mix. So all in all, I think we did very well today. And then we got 3 additional prints because we wanted just the lines of the stencil, so we had to pick up the paint through the stencil, which gave us 3 extra prints to play with. So thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.